Have you ever messed up the pages in your planner or just been afraid of using the pages so that you don't mess them up? That is what happened to me here with my whole year at a glance spread in my Erin Condren planner. So today's video, we're going to fix this monstrosity in my planner using some printables from my Etsy shop. Hi, I'm Kristen and I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't know how this happened. Well, I do know how it happened. I used the little clear date cover, translucent, colorful dot things that Erin Condren has. And then I decided I didn't really care for how it looked. And so I tried to remove the stickers, but they just ruined the whole thing. And then over here on this side, I tried out a year at a glance that I made, and I'll show you that in a minute. It was just a test, and so that's why there's already white out on this page, and I pulled it off because I wanted to make some changes. And so now we're just going to fix all of this. We're just going to fix the mess. Let me show you what I have here. So let's move the planner out of the way, and I have these two printables. So this one is not actually available yet. It will be available soon. I just need to try it. I need to use it in my planner. This is a Formula 1 schedule, and we'll talk about it in a minute. But the main thing we're fixing here is the year at a glance. So I have this printable available in my shop, and it is for printing little mini calendar sticky notes that you may have seen me use in my weekly plan with me's. So this is kind of a neat little printable because it's a single page with all of your months on it for the year, but when you're done using it, you have this template that has the whole year on it already. And so if you print it on sticker paper, you can actually cut it down to fit your 7x9 planner. And I added the cut lines on purpose so that you could use it in two ways, essentially. So you can kind of get more bang for your buck that way. And it's available in a Monday start and a Sunday start. And it has week numbers. So it's like everything I need, everything I use and love. And so I just wanted to just give you that function all together. I use these white sticky notes that I got on Amazon. I'm gonna link them in the description. And when you get to this listing, you're gonna see that it does not have the best reviews. I have been testing and testing and testing these. I was reluctant to use them in previous videos because the reviews are so bad. A lot of people say they don't stick. Well, I have been testing them. I've tested them in all different ways. I've touched all over the sticky part. I've restuck them and I've stuck them to the wall. I have not had any of the problems that the reviews are saying. The only drawback to these is that they're not the best color. They're white, but they are a little on the gray side of white, and so it's better than having like a bright pink one. But if you're looking for like super crisp white, these don't hit that mark quite right, but they're good enough for me. They come in a pack of like 10 of these little pads for $6.99, and I think that's a really great price. And then I have some new releases coming up for printables that will work on this size, so just keep your eye out for that. If you do purchase these, there'll be more ways to use them in the future. So let's grab the paper trimmer. This is just a Cricut one, and let's trim these things down so that we can use them in the 7x9 planner. And I need to turn this the right way so that I can see what I'm doing. And all we're gonna do is I'm going to line up my line here, and I always forget my ruler. I'll just use the one out of the planner, even though it's clear. So the way you can line this up is just to you can eyeball it, and then you can just line it up there and just see if the lines match, and they do. We're good. Okay, and then as long as you line it up, like butt it up against the bottom here, on mine there's just like a lip, right? So the paper is going to be like flush and square there. So we want to cut that off. And then the next one we're gonna cut off is we're gonna just turn it this way and do it the same. So then we're just kind of going around each corner. And so now we're gonna just kind of put this back up here and line that up as well and just make sure it's flat up against this edge here. And we're gonna trim that part off. And we're just gonna keep doing the same thing here. Now you could totally measure this out if you wanted, using the rulers and everything, but the cut lines just kind of make it easier and you can go a little quicker. So I'm just lining up that line with the cut line on the trimmer. And then the bottom one is probably going to be the hardest, because now we don't have any cut lines left. And so I am gonna go ahead and pull this out, and just to show you that it needs to be 8.5 by 6.5. And so we are going to put the top edge of the paper at 8.5 inches, which I'm not even sure if you can see that. It's off of the camera here. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way so it doesn't all fall off my table. Okay, so down here we're putting the top edge of the paper at 8.5. And this isn't really that serious as far as how much you need to trim off here, because there is going to be a blank space at the bottom that you can use for notes or a key, a color key, or whatever you want. So there, we have that one, and I'm going to go ahead and before I put my trimmer away, I'm going to cut this one, and we'll just talk about this one real quick. So I am a Formula One fan, and I have a page in the back of my planner that has the 2023 schedule, because I am on the academic calendar in my planner, and so it kind of spans both seasons. So this one is for the season coming up, the 2024 season, and it's just the whole schedule, and it has a space for me to write what times each event is in my time zone, because this is an international sport, so it's all over the world, and so all the races are all at different times, and sometimes I have to stay up very early in the morning or very late at night to watch a race, and that's okay with me, but I just want to have it in one spot in my planner. I do have the Google Calendar that syncs. I've subscribed to the Google Calendar that syncs with the actual schedule, but I like to have it in my planner. It's just easier for me when I'm planning to not have to look it up on my phone, because if I have to look it up on my phone, I run the risk of being distracted by notifications and other things that are always on my phone all the time. So this one is a little bit of a tight squeeze, and that's just so that I could fit everything on here, as far as the dates and the race, the event names. And I don't care for that being like with no margin, but it would have just been too small otherwise. And that's why I want to try it out first before I list it in my shop, because I just need to make sure it's, you know, it's good, right? I'm not going to list something that if somebody buys and uses, it's going to be janky. So, all right, so let's fix these 2 pages here. So I am going to put my year at a glance on this side because I'm left-handed and I want to be able to write easy without having to interfere with the coil. And so I'm going to put my Formula One schedule on this side, and I'm going to put my year at a glance on this side. And I can actually leave these on here. These are all the sticky notes that were on here when I printed it. I could leave them on there. I could distribute them through the rest of the year if I need to. I think for now I'm just gonna leave them. I don't know. We'll see how hard it is to put this on here whenever we get to that part. So let's do this one first, and I'm gonna white out these month names and then the days of the week, because they're more bold and they will show through my sticker paper here. my sticker paper is repositionable white matte sticker paper from Online Labels. I'll link it in the description. I have purchased this and repurchased this. I like it. It's a good value for the quality, and I've tried some stuff that I've gotten on Amazon before, and it's just not as good. This stuff, I feel like it's truly repositionable. It doesn't tear up my page after I use it, like if I need to move a sticker, and it sticks well. And so it's probably not, it's not like the unicorn paper or whatever people call it. It's not as good quality as something that you're going to get from Planner Kate, but it works for me for, you know, my home printing and things. And you can get it in, like, you can just buy like a few sheets at a time. This last time I bought the 100 pack, and it has lasted me quite a while. All right, so now we are going to fit this on here. And I went all the way to the bottom with this. You could trim that extra piece off, but I actually have a lot of damage on my page here, so I'm covering that up with my whole sticker here. So this is going to just fit perfectly there. I just wanted to just dry fit it one more time just to check. Now, the way I like to put these on is I like to just peel the back off just a little bit, like maybe like an inch down on the short side. And I just kind of fold it down, and then that way I can line it up easily here. And I'm gonna just line it up like right with the top of the page, but I'm just gonna come down just ever so slightly, and then just push that down, and then use like a straight edge or a ruler or something, and then hold that there right up to your little bump, then kind of pull, and as you go, you can pull and smooth it out, so you're not gonna get any bubbles or wrinkles or anything like that. And you just pull a little bit of the backing off at a time and just keep scooting, and it's just gonna go down nice and smooth. And there we go. It does look like I have a couple little air bubbles, but that's where like the damage was on my page. So there is a slight bit of texture, but I mean, I wasn't gonna sand down my page or anything. So now we have that covering up that ugly side, and it's ready for me to fill in when the times are released for the schedule for 2024. So I have all 24 of the races that are on the calendar. I've got the dates, and then I have a spot for the time for the sprint shootout, which is the qualifying event for the sprint race, and then a spot for the time for the sprint. I've got a spot for the main race qualifying, and then a time for the Grand Prix. So there's only 6 sprint races, and so I had thought maybe I would mark out all the ones that don't include a sprint race, but knowing Formula One and just how they just kind of change things up every now and then, I didn't want to do that in case, what if they added more? And plus I thought it might look ugly. So you'll just have to look at the schedule and make sure you're filling out when there's a sprint race for certain events. Okay, so now let's put the year to glance on, and we're gonna just do the same. We're gonna start at the top, fold it down an inch or so, and then just do the same thing. Now, you don't have to use the that like Formula One, you don't have to put that on your year to glance like I am. I'm just doing it to cover up like a problem. Actually, let me fix here. I actually have a notes page in the back, and I'll show you that in a second. The notes page with my 2023 schedule on it. And so you could totally just put that on a notes page in the back of your planner or just any other spot. And all right, that worked out well. I wasn't sure how it was going to work with the the sticky notes still attached, but it seems fine. And I feel like that's a good spot to store them until I need to go add in some dates. Like I have a sticky note here for an event in October, but by the time that event rolls around, I'm not even going to be in this planner anymore. Really, I just wanted something to cover up the mess I made. I don't often look at this page when I'm planning. I tend to, if an event is coming up, I tend to just like go and write it on a sticky note in the month that goes with. And there's also the future planning back here that I don't really use, but I probably should. Where is it? It's right here. So this is for 2025 though. This isn't for the back half of 2024. But what I usually do is I will just write things on here that have to do with the following months after that. I just use the sticky note technique that I showed you here, where I just put a sticky note in the sidebar. So I'm not really future planning on here. I was trying to mark like school holidays and things, and that's why I messed up my other year at a glance. But on that, I have this. This was just a page I popped in from an old planner. But I have here the school calendar that I printed on a sticker and just stuck on this tab. And so I don't really need the year at a glance, really, but if you do, there is a full page sticker that comes with your sticky note purchase. So anyhow, that, oh, I said I was going to show you my Formula One schedule back here. If I could find it, that would be awesome. So this is the Formula One schedule that I did last year, and I just drew it out. And I just, drew the lines, and then I wrote the names of the drivers and their car numbers, and then I was going to put my 2024 schedule here. But since I messed that sheet up, I decided to move it up here, so I didn't do that. So it's up here now, and I'm happy with it, and it'll be easier to flip to whenever I need to check out when the races are each month as I'm planning. Okay, so that is it for this video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I post functional planning videos on my channel a few times a week. And if you liked this one, you're probably going to like those ones too, and I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.